Hello and welcome to our Malaysian vlog. Staring at me.
Malaysian vlog.
Yeah,
He's going to speak in Malaysian the whole time.
We have just arrived at this hotel. We've got to spend a night here and then tomorrow is our flight. But this hotel is very basic, as you heard from the last one. But
It's cheap.
it is cheap.
And it's in the airport.
It's, what was it, about?
It's a
10-minute walk? 10-minute walk to the airport.
It was the cheapest airport hotel.
It's like £7 or something. But we're just gonna chill out here until the morning, and then we're gonna make our way to the airport and get on our flight to Malaysia. So let's go. So this is not the day we were flying, this was the evening we turned up at the hotel, and the first thing we had to do is go to the airport for some food for the evening. And the only things we came across was Popeyes that was affordable. So now it's time for us to make our way to the airport once again in the morning, ready to fly out to Malaysia. Got there nice and early, had a coffee at the Highland Coffee. There was a play area in the airport, which was a bit weird, but then there was a lot of souvenir shops. So we chilled out in the airport for a good 2 to 3 hours after checking in. And after all that way in, it was time for us to board the plane. We ended up landing in Malaysia about 9 o'clock PM, and all we wanted to do was get to the hostel and grab some food. We have now made it to Malaysia. I have no idea how thin these walls are, so I can't really do much talking or very loudly. So I need to try and do like subtitles for this. This place is very tiny, and I don't think we're going to get a good night's sleep here. Let's have a room tour. Oh, I've got to go 0.5 for this. You got the door. My back towards the door. This is it. We've got a bunk bed. A sink, wardrobe, and a desk. It's really not that big. And now Becky's gone to have a shower. Shared bathroom. This is gonna be a struggle, I think, for us. After having that 5-star cruise as well. But let's go. Well, it's 10 to 11. But we spent an hour in customs. No, immigration, sorry. We spent an hour in line. That's what's taken so long. Flight was at 3 o'clock, 3-hour flight, then off the plane through immigration, and then an hour from the airport to here. It's a good thing we ate before we got in that taxi, because we would have been starving by now. But let's enjoy Malaysia. Let's go. Let's begin our adventure. So we started our first full day with some brunch at our local cafe, which is right underneath the hostel. We then ventured out to the markets when we were on our way to our walking tour. There were some beautiful buildings with these murals of Malaysian history. And along the river there was a mosque at the end. And we came across this cricket pitch where all nations came together and had a game. On the walking tour they took us to Art Street, or Painting Street, where they had loads of shops of all of native Malaysian paintings, and took us through Central Market where we could find the cheapest rates for souvenirs. He then took us to a Chinese temple where we just strolled around, looked at all the cultural architecture. Next on the list, he took us to this art mural alley where a lot of artists came and showed off their artwork, where they had QR codes next to the artwork and gave a brief story on the painting itself. And there was some 3D type images. So as you see there, you've got the basket hanging and that guy in the chair, and if you get the right perspective, he looks like he's cutting your hair. And we hopped onto the MRT for the first time and made our way to the Twin Towers. After strolling the mall within Twin Towers, we hopped back on to the MRT and headed back to our hostel. Once we got back to the hostel, we did chill out for a bit, but this is what made us making our way towards dinner, which we found out there was a Nando's nearby, and of course we had to try it. And because that was near the Twin Towers, we went back in the evening to see the light show. After the light show, we hopped back onto the MRT, which is most of the transport we took instead of Grabs because it was a hell of a lot cheaper, and we made our way back to the night market and browsed different shops. It was time for the next morning, or should I say lunchtime, because we did wake up later. As you saw there, we went back to the same place and we headed to the MRT and headed to a different mall, which was called Lot 10. And we went here and Becky got nails done. And while she was getting her nails done, I took a stroll around the mall and found some local nerd stuff. And we came across this 3D printing shop, which I'd never seen before. I had a conversation with one of the guys inside and learned everything they do within that company. And it was just very nice, just nerding out of what Malaysia has. Then we made our way back to the Central Market to get all those souvenirs we talked about earlier, and then headed back to the hostel that was close by for the night. So after coming back from the market, we were chilling for a while, and we thought we'll just go out and get some food and probably go to the heli bar. But I don't think it's going to happen anymore, because now it's decided to chuck it down, thunder, lightning, oh you can imagine. but just got to wait to see whether it's going to stop. It's fucking roaring. This also up there, you can just see it flashing. There you go. So we'll keep you updated if we live. It's time for a story time. Right. We have been waiting nearly an hour for our Domino's. Read reviews, like, okay, very bad reviews. So decided to pop out to the nearest KFC, which is like just down the road. Got all of the food. Guess what decides to turn up as soon as I get back into the room? Fucking Domino's. Domino's have now are out for delivery. No sign that they've got a delivery. So Becky's just popped down to get it, and oh my god. More food. 2 meals just cost me 9 ringgit, but now we've got pizza. Spent like 23 ringgit on food. It's like £15, I think. But oh my god. I don't know, it's just, oh my god. I'm just so pissed off right now. So, just eating our problems away. I've had enough. Update, we got our pizza and 2 fucking large bottles of Pepsi when we thought it was small. This is gonna be a feast. And hopefully we're both hungry enough to actually eat it all. It's time for us to make our way to the Batu Caves. Going via MRT, so this is gonna be fun. Let's go. Once we got to the Batu Caves, we were introduced to the most beautiful set of temples leading up to the very long stairs and a nice lovely eagle. And now it was time for us to climb these stairs to enter the Batu Caves. There was lots of monkeys around, like at the bottom, along the top, and even inside the caves. This is us before we go up the stairs, and you're going to see it after, don't worry. So for me, it was very unlucky that we didn't see any monkeys along our side of the stairs, but good thing for Becky because she was quite worried that the monkeys were going to attack. We made it. Very sweaty. And we made it to the top, and as soon as we got up there, we ran into a shop. And a monkey stealing this person's bananas, which I'm pretty sure he bought for the monkeys, and then just some random monkey sitting on a bin. But seeing this cave was just absolutely beautiful. So there was an extra set of steps going up further into the caves. I decided to adventure up, and then you can just see Becky standing at the bottom. It was very hot and sweaty, So on our way down, we decided to go on the opposite side and came across monkeys all the way down. Headed back to the MRT and headed to another mall and got a Subway. This mall was huge. We could take our time. But then once again, jumping on the MRT and headed back. Once again, didn't record much, but this is us heading to a food market, and for some reason they were advertising Spider-Man from when it came out in December. This was one of the busiest streets we came across. It's in the same area we stayed, or we went to lot 10 where Becky got her nails. This was a lovely food market. We walked down and we sat down at one of the local food restaurants and got a chicken rice. And then Becky saw this online. It was candied strawberries. So strawberries with a sugar coated. And it was actually really good, and I'm very tempted to make it at home. But then, you know me, I've got to go to another mall and find a Lego store. It was only a quick look around, but every Lego stop I see, I've got to go for it. And that pretty much ends our Malaysian trip. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.